Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is a really special episode today. This is the 20th quarantine zone. And it's a very, very great pleasure for me to be able to do something very special today and have not one, but two amazing guests to chat to. And it's been really fun collaborating with these guys on two awesome videos that we're gonna play for the first time ever tonight. So I think Elchin is just sorting out his camera. So let's say a quick hello to Mr. Bernhard Schimpelsberger. How's it going, dude?
Hey, Anthony. Nice to see you.
Hey, there he is. Elchin showing us all up with his ultra high definition camera. You know what's going to happen now, Elchin, is I think if you're screen sharing, it's only going to be you on the screen. That's going to be quite funny. Let me see if I can start sharing. No, okay. I think that's good because you're a handsome guy. You have a nice camera and we can just focus on you in a bit of detail for a little bit. So I can't quite hear you yet, bro. Do you want to check the...
Are you still muted, Elchin?
Let's mix the videos. Come on, guys. I don't want to be alone.
I know, man, but if you're screen sharing, that's going to be it. We can only see the shared screen.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah. I mean, unless there's a little option I can select here, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's going to be cool anyway. So I
split the... Wow.
It's good, Elchin. Don't worry, man. I think people want to see you, you know. So I'll tell you what. Yeah, let me just introduce you a little bit. So I first heard of Elchin about, I'm not sure, maybe 4 or 5 years ago when you kind of emerged on the London scene as far as I could see. And you were playing with some of my favorite local musicians, like in particular the drummer Dave Hamblett and a bass player called Andrea Di Biasi and also a bass player called Connor Chaplin.
Yeah.
So I kind of immediately paid attention to you, and then I blinked for like, 1 second, and all of a sudden you're touring the world with Avishai Cohen. So how's that been, man? It seems that that's been keeping you busy, even though a lot of the world is locked down. You've managed to get out and do some playing.
Man, it's just dream, These days we just miss playing, like as we do always, but it's really hard to get any venue to play, for people. But I'm so happy that we are managing to do that. And, every month we have like 1 gig, 2 gigs around the world. And it's amazing. It's not easy to tour, in these situations to play, every time we get COVID test, and, it's not easy, but I'm so happy to play,
Yeah.
Like
Awesome. Hey, Elchin, do you remember a recent concert in Barcelona that you played?
Beginning of this year.
It could be, yeah. A friend of mine went to Barcelona just for this concert, and she came back and she was blown away. And then when she saw that I was going to be having you on this stream, she was like, "Oh my God, I love Elchin." So maybe she's going to tune in and say hello. But
Well, if she's traveled all the way to Barcelona for the gig, she better makes the effort to just tune on her Facebook.
Exactly, right, Bernhard? Yeah.
Barcelona was with Mark Juliana also. Oh man, it was amazing gig.
Wow. So you, Avishai, and Mark.
Yeah, I just wanted to stop and just to listen to them.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, amazing, man.
Amazing.
Yeah. It must be great to play with a musician. Hey, there she is. Louise is saying hello on the stream. Nice one, Louise. Good to see you. And good to see lots of other people tuning in. Emil. Hey, Emil, thanks for tuning in, man. And other people off Facebook and in other places. Let's have a little chat with Bernhard for a sec, Elchin. So can you stop screen sharing just for 1 sec? So Talis. So, I mean, I suppose I should explain to everyone, or maybe you can explain why I'm calling you Talis instead of Bernhard. I'm not sure if you still go with this code name, but
Oh, that's funny because it's like 8 years, I think, since I haven't used
is
Talis,
it?
but it just sticks. It's brilliant. Um, well, Anthony, you and I, we met quite long ago. We met, I think, soon after I came to London, which is like, I think, 12 years ago, 12 years
Wow.
ago, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, and at that time I was using an artist name, Talis.
Yes.
Uh, and that's how we got to know each other. And then I think about 8 years ago, I decided that it wasn't for me, since I didn't really want to
Okay.
play big stadiums, and have this sort of other persona.
Mm,
Just felt like that I didn't need to have another name.
sure.
I could just do what I do, and it was and I felt strong and confident about it enough.
Great.
So that's when I returned to Bernhard Schimpelsberger,
Yep.
and then old friends like yourself, they still love Talis.
Oh man. So just a little bit of context about how I met Bernhard here. Um, I can't remember who gave me your number. I think it might have been Jim Funnell, maybe. But
Yeah,
but
true.
someone was saying, I moved to London and I was like, I want to learn about Indian music. And someone said, go and talk to Talis. Go and talk to Talis. So I did. And this is a really cool thing actually, because I asked you about quintuplets, septuplets, those kind of rhythms, which I had heard were prevalent in Indian music. But I didn't really know. I didn't really know that much Indian music or that many Indian musicians. And you said, well, you can check out the Bhavan, you can check out the Nehru Center, check out Asian Music Circuit. You said, come to this tabla workshop. Suresh Talwalkar is doing a tabla workshop, and you kind of opened up this whole world. And my wife and I came to watch dance shows in which you were playing with Mukti, and it was amazing. So thank you so much for that. And
Pleasure.
this first video that we're going to play just in a couple of minutes is all in septuplets, basically, in case any music scholars are listening and are interested in that. And it all came from you, Bernhard, but because it was so long ago, maybe, when I send it to you now, you text me, you're like, hey, and what's the rhythm? What's the rhythm here? And I was like, what are you talking about? You taught me these rhythms, but it was so long ago that I guess you needed a little bit of reminding. But you played beautifully on this track. And you have any memories of when we met, Talis, by any
Oh
chance?
yes, I totally have memories. I mean, I was very impressed by you, Anthony, because I remember you came, so you started to take lessons, and you always came to my house. And there was one occasion where you didn't bring anything. It was you didn't have a bag, a book, any recorder. It was literally just you.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you were young. You were young in those
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
and
yeah. Younger and even stupider, I think, if that's possible. But
no, but I can remember that the sessions were always super fun, and you were particularly interested in the scientific aspect of the rhythms, not
right.
necessarily to play traditional compositions, although it would have been fine. But you wanted to know how does it work, the system? How you put the rhythms together? How can I make my own variations? And then you very quickly put it. I think the first piece you did was Kanda, which was a quintuplet, and then a
Yeah.
seventuplet. So you started to apply these rhythms straight away, which I thought was great.
Yeah, it was great. You gave me some tools, and then I immediately began to use them with no regard for any of the history or tradition, maybe. But well, that's okay, right? We're just all being creative. So I definitely have a couple more questions for you, Talis, which I want to ask, but maybe it's going to be after this video. Elchin, come back, baby, come back. We want Elchin. Screen share again. There he is. So I want everyone to know that you suggested this first piece.
This is my favorite tune. I love it.
Oh,
Really, really.
oh, great, man. Yeah, you played great on it. And we were going to play a tune from Azerbaijan. Hey, Talis, really quick, Bernhard, you've traveled the whole world, but have you ever been to Azerbaijan?
No.
Ooh, I haven't either. So
guys, let's go there and play concert.
Yeah, it'll be wicked. We have one tune. We have one tune already. Yeah, well, anyway, thank you, Elchin, for suggesting this piece.
Yeah,
Shall we say anything else, or shall we just listen to it?
I just want to say that I love that tune, and let's listen to that.
All right, wicked. Cool, man. Here we go. Stop Elchin sharing. Let's go to this tune. Hope you like it, folks. Mute your microphones, Bernhard and Elchin, please. Yeah, nice one, guys. That was cool, right? That was okay.
Great composition, Anthony.
Oh, man. Hey, well, you changed everything, man. By the way, everyone, so this whole piece is in 7, kind of. It used to be like 4/3. I sent it to Bernhard. I have to keep calling you Talis.
You can go ahead with Talis, no problem. Go on.
Man. Talis, he sends back this beautiful percussion ideas. All of them were in 3/4, basically. So like a 3 and a 4, takatimi, rather than takatimi. So I had to basically redo everything. Tell me, Bernhard, what was that instrument, the frame drum? Was that a Kanjura? Or?
That's a Kanjura, yeah.
So for any beginners who are at the Indian music introduction course, can you give us the 30 seconds guide to a Kanjura?
I think it's just the most amazing instrument in the world. It's very small. It's like 6-inch frame drum, but it's got an incredible bass. And it's actually the only Indian percussion instrument where you only use one hand, because usually you have phrases that all consist of 2 hands. But here you've got to do everything with one hand, which is, very challenging. But with the left hand, you pitch, so you can do do. You can sort of change the bass note.
Yeah.
It comes from the south of India, so mostly used in Carnatic music. But what I find really incredible about this is that also you can apply all the Indian rhythms to it, directly, because it's part of the tradition. When you actually hear it, it doesn't sound very Indian. It doesn't remind you of tabla or other instruments. It sort of sounds very African. It's got this sort of tribal bass sound to it. So I think it's an incredible instrument, which for any drummer, I would encourage every drummer to check it out.
Hey, you know who has already taken that advice before you gave it is Evelyn Glennie, who I had on the stream. She said she spent a lot of time playing Kanjura recently. So you're obviously right. My favorite Kanjura player is, the only one I've listened to any sort of great length is Selva Ganesh, Vinay Akram. But are there any other notable Kanjura players who?
Yeah, Selva is amazing.
Yeah.
He's an amazing sort of modern contemporary musician. But sort of the legend of Kanjura, the king of Kanjura, his name is Hari Shankar. And he passed away, I think 20, 30 years ago. He died very young. He's the pioneer of Kanjura, and he's the one who brought Kanjura, onto the stage in a way. So check it out, Hari Shankar.
Great, we will. Hey, Elchin, Mr. Shirinov, come back. By the way, you know what I realized? Elchin Shirinov, that's quintuplets. Bernhard Schimpelsberger, Elchin Shirinov, Elchin Shirinov. Elchin is 5, Bernhard is 6. There you go, everyone.
And you just and law
one and a good kind of British rhythm,
straight one, a normal one.
Yeah.
Why does everything have to be so complicated all the time?
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
and law.
I suggest to play the tune in 13 because 6, 5, and 2.
Yes. Wait, you mean? Oh yeah, 6, 5, 2. Okay, yeah, you write it, okay, and then we'll play. Hey, so Elchin, when I first got your piano track back for that, I was amazed by those ornaments that you were playing. Will you tell us a little bit about like what they are? And
man, it's just in the blood. We are joking sometimes because when I grew up, my parents loved the folk music.
yeah,
So every day in the morning, from morning to night, I heard this music.
yeah,
They listen folk music in Azerbaijan, and my older brothers also folk musicians.
okay,
But it's like it was in the blood.
yeah,
But it was time when I was ashamed to play any folk embellishments. To be honest,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I thought like I want to play just jazz.
yeah,
Like inside like jazz police, like
yeah,
don't play any embellishments. But these days I just let it go. Like if something comes naturally, I don't wanna ignore it. I just wanna follow what's happening. Be aware and be in the moment.
yeah, man. I've just finished 3 days teaching at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama in Cardiff. And I found myself saying a lot. There were lots of questions from the pupils and, should I do this? Should I do that? And I kept on saying, the first rule of music is if it sounds good, it is good. If you think it sounds good, play it. If you don't think it sounds good, don't play it. It's that simple, really.
And also I want to say that this percussion sounds like such a deep spirit, and it gives you different vibe and different inspirations, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, great, man. Hey, so who is a really great Azerbaijani folk musician to listen to? If so, I don't know anything. I don't know any artist. I'm very ignorant, and I'm sorry to say, but who could I check out?
Great percussion players. I would love to introduce Bernhard. Also, a lot of some singers, which is like when they are singing, I want to cry.
Yeah.
I will share with you guys.
Yeah, but tell us some names in case anyone else listening would like to listen as well.
One of my favorites is Baba. He passed away a long time ago, but man, he has so short, like he doesn't have like high notes, but when he's singing, it's like meditation for me.
Wow.
And one of his students now is famous. His name Alim Gasimov.
Okay.
He's a famous singer in the world, like as a folk singer.
Yeah.
Wow, he's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to say that in my early 20s, we were crazy about Alim Kasimov.
Yeah.
That was the time when we used to listen to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, Alim Kasimov, and duduk players from Armenia and so on. It's like the world opened up. Beautiful, incredible.
Elchin, have you ever been to India? Azerbaijan, compared to the UK, is close to India. Have you ever been?
I was in India for 2 weeks for retreat. Yeah, and it was amazing experience.
Oh, cool, man.
ashram, and it was like holiday time, and it was amazing ashram, like such a deep spirit, you know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to stay there, and I was afraid that I will quit music to
Wow.
come back.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love to go. Hey, let's talk to Talis a little bit, Elchin. Um, Talis, Bernhard. Oh my God, it's just past the point now where I can uh, correct it. You've been to India many times. Tell us, tell me, tell me. Okay, answer me this. Okay, you I think told me about a festival called the Darbar Festival, which was this amazing festival. Um, Centered kind of around the tabla, but there are many instruments playing, many recitals from the most amazing Indian musicians, all coming over from India. And explain to me this: how does a boy from Austria end up opening the Darbar Festival, an Indian festival? A guy from Austria. How does this happen?
Don't ask me. I have no idea. I mean, the Darbar Festival, it's the most renowned festival for Indian music outside of India, and it's got really the creme de la creme. I mean, everybody comes. It's because the amazing thing about the Darbar Festival is that it's got this spirit of Indian music, which is very intimate. Indian classical music doesn't happen in front of thousands of people. It's usually a smaller crowd, and everybody's involved. Maybe you've seen it also when you listen to flamenco. There's some similarities. Everybody's clapping,
Yeah.
throwing wawa, kya bate, and so on. So there's a very intimate relationship between the performers and the audience. But then the Darbar Festival has this amazing production ethics behind it. So they are filming everything on 25K, with 25 cameras, and everything is extremely well produced. So it's a fantastic stage, also for Indian classical musicians. So that's why they all love to come and play, And I've known Sandeep Virdi, the artistic director, for quite a few years. And sort of, I think every year he gave one non-Indian musician, so to speak, a slot. But of course, people, within our group who were studying Indian music and who were also exploring, So what I played at the Darbar Festival, it wasn't like a fusion concert where I had a band, and we played, let's say, jazz with some Indian rhythms to it. It was a purely, the content was a tabla solo, which is what I've studied from my Guruji, but the instrument was different.
Sure.
And the funny story, how I got to do the opening, that's just fantastic. I love how this happened. So he decided to program me to do a tabla solo performance on the drum kit. But the way the festival runs and the way Indian music works is that you have 2 or 3 musicians, and it doesn't really need a lot of sound check. You can go with the santur. You check for like in the interval 15 minutes sound check, and that's fine. When you go to India, it's even less than that. The audience is already there. The musicians are coming on stage, doing a quick line check in front of the audience, and they start to play.
Wow.
Right? So, but with my drum kit, it wasn't possible. So there was people, I think, within the organization who said, drums is not Indian, and are you sure, blah, blah, blah. And he had to defend it. And because of the time that I needed for the sound check, to put my drums there in the first place, to put 12 microphones, the opening was the only day where we could have done it because we had all this lead up time.
Right.
So, because of my instrument, I ended up to have a really good slot, and it was a really important performance for me personally. It was like a milestone, and I'm grateful for Sandeep Bhai to believe in it and to see it through.
Great, yeah, it was beautiful. I remember really enjoying it and being like, yeah, go Bernhard. Tell me a little bit about what you've been up to. You've been a very busy boy. Tell me about the Rhythm Diaries. Tell me about a bit about what you've been up to.
Sure. Well, since I started going to India and being fascinated with rhythm as a form, and also translating rhythm, non-drumming rhythms to the drum kit, You know, I have this connection with rhythm, and I'm curious to explore rhythm as a form and also as a language which connects cultures. So within the last few years, I've been to Cuba for 5 weeks. I've been to South Africa for 5 weeks, where I did a project with string quartet and traditional drummers. And this year, just before the lockdown, I went to Salvador de Bahia, to Brazil, where I worked with candomblé drummers, which is an African religion. So they are a very ritualistic way of drumming. And the Cuba project was for 5 weeks, and there I worked with rumba drummers. And again, rumba is sort of the African legacy that is the foundation of Cuban rhythms, which is just incredible, you know, to get all these influences. And just last week we released a documentary. I had a filmmaker with me in Cuba, so it's like a half-an-hour documentary. If anybody wants to check that out, it's on my Facebook page now. Still,
we will share the link in the chat so everyone
Brilliant.
can see afterwards.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And now next week we're going to start a community crowdfunder. So we're going to release the album, which I've recorded in Havana. I mean, I got together with Austrian Del Monte, the drummers of Austrian Del Monte, which is like the kick-ass rumba group in Havana. And then we got into the studio, and then I had lots of people later on, you know, adding sounds to it. And the album will be available next week, and all the money that we raise will go to the musicians in Cuba who are on the album. So we're really hoping that, you know, that we can raise some money, because the situation there is terrible. I mean, like in so many places of the world, but it's just heartbreaking to hear what a hardship they're going through. So please, everybody, stay tuned and come back to my Facebook and Instagram page next week, where we'll be continuously sharing the crowdfunding page, and get the album, or just donate, or do both.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so you can get an amazing album of music and help support these Cuban musicians, probably for very cheap, I imagine, probably for like 15, 20 pounds or something, I guess.
Totally.
Right. Okay. Couple more things then. I think it would be nice to see Elchin a little bit more. This is so funny. Talis, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the piece that we're going to close with. It's so this is a very special quarantine zone for a number of reasons. We've got 2 guests, so this is a triple collaboration, if you can call it that, or double, I don't know, whatever. And also because it's the first composition, like, not by me. There was one composition by Oscar Peterson on a QZ. There was also a composition by John Coltrane. And the only other composition not by me is by you. So
that's the only way how it could be, isn't it?
So tell me about this piece. It's called New Life.
Well, thank you. Anyway, I also would like to just say before we finish off, thank you, Anthony, for the invitation to be part of this project. And I've been following this stream for a couple of weeks, and it's always super interesting. And I love to hear, you know, how you interact with all the musicians and how you feature them. So thank you for the invitation, and also meeting Elchin digitally, virtually, was a great pleasure. So the piece is called New Life, and it's something that I wrote on the kalimba. The kalimba is a South African thumb piano. I think also because my inspiration of tabla and the sort of melodic content that Indian rhythm has, I'm super interested, you can see here, to add melodic colors into my setup. So I've been messing with the kalimba for quite a few years, and then I wrote this tune. It's a dedication to my wife. I got married, and that's why New Life. There was like a new life that started after that. And it's interesting because it sort of lends itself to minimal music, but not because I conceived it that way, but because on the kalimba you have only those 2 thumbs, so you gotta play the kalimba in a certain way, and I think it's quite interesting to actually start from something like that and then give it to you guys, and then what you guys have done with it is fantastic. So it was a great pleasure to start from small and then open it up for the group.
Yeah. Oh, great, man. Well, thank you for offering your composition. Elchin, come back, baby. We want Elchin. The people are going crazy on the Facebook stream, Elchin. They're going crazy here. They're saying, we want Elchin.
It's really interesting conversation. I'm happy to hear you guys. It's a great story.
Elchin, man.
Cuba, man, it's
great. There's so many amazing places to explore and so little time. And right now it's completely impossible, obviously. Elchin, man, tell me what you've got going on in your life. Any fun things coming up? Any nice travels, projects, that kind of thing? Talk to me.
Yeah, but next month we are going to Belgrade. I never been there.
Wow, Serbia.
Play in Belgrade. We got new drummer in Avishai's trio. She's 20 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And yes, then we will have gig in Bratislava.
Great.
And yeah. And this month we were in Bulgaria, Plovdiv.
Ooh, nice. Did you hear any local music there, man?
I love Bulgarian local music,
Yeah.
but we didn't have the chance to hear them. But
Yeah.
I'm fan of, Ivo Papazov.
Of course, yeah.
Because of my older brother, he's clarinet player, so
Okay, yeah.
since my childhood, I was listening to him. Amazing.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. So lots of nice travels and stuff. Elchin has a Facebook page. If you want to keep up with Elchin, is that a good place, Elchin, to see what you're doing?
Yeah. If you're interested. I don't like promote things. I can't do that, but yeah, some information's there also on my Instagram. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Follow him and keep up, folks. All right. All that remains is, let me stop your sharing real quick for me, Elchin.
I love the Bernhard's tune, new life. It's so beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's a great tune.
Oh, thank you guys. Such a pleasure to get it played by you.
So thank you so much, everyone who's tuned in. Stop the screen share when you can, please, Elchin. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Slavek. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Roderick. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Leshin, Karim, Amy, Emil, Michael, Louise, Pauline, Russ, Nettie, Andrew. Wow, we've had a good turnout. You guys are big time, man. Everyone came to check out Elchin. Everyone came to check out Bernhard. Thank you for joining my little stream, guys. Elman, lots of people, Kevin Frost, Liz, thanks guys. It's been really nice. The live crew is the best crew. The people in real time with us right now. We really appreciate you. So this is going to be New Life by Bernhard Schimpelsberger. Thank you very much for tuning in. Next week is going to be really fun. I'm having Brigitte Beraha, a beautiful vocalist, amazing vocalist, join me. So, come and hang out on that. But in the meantime, enjoy this piece. And thank you so much, Elchin, once again. And thank you so much, Bernhard. This is New Life, and we'll finish the stream with this. Cheers, guys. If I can just... here we go.